Hi everybody, Martyn the Flicking Feathers again today. I'm tying the marabou carp fly. I just caught the Black Magic. It's a very good fly, especially clear water, bright sunshine. This seems to work very well. Probably just stands out, it's easy for the fish to see, and they can pick it out. As always, I'll put a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Beadchain page for anybody that wants to support the channel, get access to the monthly fly tying classes, the members only content, and be entered into the giveaways. You can also subscribe, hit the like button, that all helps the channel. So I've got my hook, my vise. This is a Kamasan B175 size 8. Tie them, I mean you can go up to a 4 I suppose, and they'll work, and maybe down to a 10, but I mean an 8's a good all round size, an 8 or a 6 if you're only carrying one. I'm going to put in some black medium bead chain, but also tie these with dumbbells, depending where they're going to be fished. I'm just taking X wraps, and then I'm going over the eye and under the hook. Make sure they're nice and straight, then take the wraps under the eye and over the hook, tightening everything up. That firms things up nicely. Then I'm going to take a black and white silli leg. Right, I really like black and white legs on this fly. I think it's contrast is the thing that seems to be what makes them go for this. You know, they can easily, there's nothing more contrasted than black and white, and then on a bright day that black really stands out, and they can, as I say, pick it out very easily. So I just folded that over the thread, I just caught it in behind the bead chain, then get a wee stretch, make sure they're separating, and go back, touching or close to touching turns, and then cut them about a hook length, maybe a wee bit more behind the hook. I'm going to put a rib on it. I'm going to use wire. I always use copper, but anything will do. It's not really that visible. Catch that in, and then I'm going to take another set of wraps through my bead chain. I've said this in other videos, this is very strong if you do it this way, because you've got all that grip with the thread that's went down the shank. You've tied in the materials, so much more grip, it really solidifies everything up. Now I'm going to get some head cement, and I'm just going to put a fairly liberal amount on the thread there. I'm going to grab, say, 4 Peacock herls. I'll short one in there. I'll use 5 because it was in there. Just tie them in, and then I'll wind them towards myself, building a wee chunky, oops, make sure you don't leave a space at the back, building a wee chunky peacock body. And then wind these obviously the opposite direction to everything else, because it's the weak fibre. I get to the front, take a turn over, and one on the hook. One over, one on the hook, one over, one on the hook, and that stops your thread trying to creep back down the wraps of the peacock herl. Then I'll take my rib up the body. That's fine. I've just got a full turn at the front there, just the I rotated the fly in the direction that it kept winding the full turn, so that I could check that my rib was even. And then at this stage I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to take a piece of strung marabou, dyed black. I mean, you could tie this in other colours and I'm sure you would find it to be successful, but I just always use it in black. I'm going to put just nipping the tip out of the marabou feather, and I'm going to put that in, and I like it to be fairly sparse, right? I want to sort of still be able to slightly see the body, and I'm just going to tie the wing in so that it's just coming beyond the back of the hook. Maybe, see if I wet that so you can maybe see it a bit better. It's going to come like, say, half a shank beyond the bend, beyond the back of the bend, the back of the hook. Just come in, catch that in. 3 wraps, 4 wraps, plenty. Just have a wee look, make sure it's sort of spread across the top. That's fine. And then I'll come in, trim that off nice and close. It'll no pull out, you don't need to worry, you'll figure eight through it and it'll be fine. And then we'll take a wee bit of crystal flash. Tie it on my side, fold it over. Just a single strand either side's plenty. Right, again, the bright sun, it doesn't take a lot of flash to really make the fly pop. So make sure I'm covering up all the butts. And then again, just come in with a wee bit of super head cement. You could use super glue if you want it, I suppose, but that will just soak in there. And then I'm going to flatten my thread. Right, I'm using UTC 140 because I can flatten it. Don't use uni, you need something you can split. So I'll split the thread, and I'm going to take some spectraflash dubbing. This is hens, it's number 45, but like a peacock colour. And just get that in, and you don't need an awful lot. And you can suit yourself as well, like how shaggy do you want it? I would say that, I mean, I've got that's about 1.5 inches and it's fairly sparse, and I'll probably actually tear some back out of the fly once I get it wound on and I can see what I've got. So I'm just spinning my bobbin and I'll let it go, push that twist up, and I'll do it again. I don't want to be pulling out gripped fibre, all the loose stuff will come away easily, but the actual sparkly core I want to be in there quite well. So then I'm going to wind this. Now hold your wing so you don't flatten it too much. Take a couple of wraps and then sort of figure eight in, come through, and it looks like a mess, right? That's what you're going to have at this stage. I like to just sort of pull stuff back, and then I'll just throw like a half hitch, just so nothing can bounce off. And what I'm going to do at the underside, I'm going to just tear that dubbing so it's nice and sort of flush, right? I don't want any long straggly fibres on the bottom, right? I want all the drag and the hook gape side to encourage the fly to turn, right? You know, it's not just the weight that flips your fly, it's the drag of the materials. So you make that nice and flat, and you have a wee look here. I'll just sort of pinch these so they're slightly shorter than the wing fibre, and then it's two, and don't cut it. it's better to sort of break them off and you still get that kind of raggy look. And then you get that wee shaggy head. It's a wee bit flashy, it catches the light. You can sort of pick at it. Suit yourself how you like the look of it, but I like something like this, like that wee bushy thing. And you can whip finish. Now it can be a wee bit tricky because you've come right up to behind the eye, but just take your time. There's 3 turns. Get it in. Put that nice and tight. There, once you've picked it, and I've got a few that have sort of sprung free at the bottom. And then, so when I varnish the whip finish knot, I'm actually also going to varnish this, what will be the underside of the fly, just on the dubbing. So get it on the whip finish, on the eye, just get plenty on. And I'll just use my finger just to sort of press that dubbing flat. Again, that will just help kind of smooth it into the line of the Peacock herl. And there you go, that's the they call it the Black Magic. It's a deadly wee fly, but I find that what's best in it, like, as I say, bright sunny conditions, the bluebird days where you can see the fish easy, you can see the fly. There's a lot of contrast in it with the black and white, and there's just a wee bit of flash to catch their eye, and they love eating it. So I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up below and I'll see you for another video. Till then guys, bye.